talk a little bit about just, your sort of 2-minute, how MyJibe got started, how the engineer and the non-technical co-founder kind of found each other? And
So we had, I guess a lot of it you like to think is good, but a lot of it's luck. And part of the luck was that Brandon and I both were at Baker Hill Experience together, got to know each other that way. So got to be friends and always thought we'd start something.
Yeah.
And so started back mid-2010, and kind of, I just chased this opportunity for MyJibe, started to flesh it out, and very quickly knew it was going to be a big developmental challenge. And Brandon was the best, so asked him to join, and it was a good time in life for all of us. And
it was a little longer courting period than that. We were out in Wilmington, Delaware, and he like pitches me like, "Hey, this is the thing," and I was like, "Crazy sales, dude." I was like, whatever. Okay, moving on. Then we got to know each other a lot better, and the biggest thing I learned through the whole thing is like picking who your partner is. Yeah. Like that is like the world that will determine success or failure.
Another party kind of in the startup marriage sort of was Sproutbox, right? Because they kind of helped with the startup as well. Can you talk a little bit about how you decided to go with Sproutbox?
But it was, again, kind of timing and speed, which were
extremely serendipitous.
Yeah. We had gotten through kind of mutual acquaintances, introduced to them, and they happened to be going through a selection process at the same time that we were in formation, and we applied. We were lucky enough to win, and had the opportunity. And at the time, we were looking at it and saying, look, if we can accelerate the kind of build process as much as possible, and we felt like there was a really kind of sweet spot in the market, we needed to hit it.
Yeah.
And as we looked at it, we said, hey, there's a trade-off, but this seems to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
So that was the call we made at the time, and we did a lot, man, in a short amount of time. A lot of long days, but
yeah,
it was good.
Let's go kind of fast forward 11 and a half months into sort of this acquisition mode.
So we had gotten to, we were at that point of the jumping off point of doing a fundraise. It had interest, prospective investors lined up. We're like very far down that process. And then a partnership discussion turned into an acquisition potential. They said, hey, we should consider just buying you guys. We went down, did some due diligence, spent a day with them, and we were really optimistic about that. And then actually the next week, I was so we kind of pushed Paul. We kind of tried to hold off the fundraise process because it didn't make sense to go through with that. Next week I was at a credit union conference, and a guy from Money Desktop, which is the company that acquired us, came up and just he saw my name tag, and he came up and started a conversation. At the end of it, said, if you guys get acquisition potential, you should let us know. Our CEO might be interested in acquiring for whatever crazy reason. I told him there's so much of this, again, going back to so much of it's good fortune. I told him that's where we are. Mm-hmm. And led to a phone call later on from the CEO, and a couple follow-up conversations after that, which led to, hey, we're really interested, we'd like to have you come out. So we did, and we talked about vision and tech and where we think the industry's heading, and got to meet the team, and it made sense.